Good morning, love. My name is Beth. I am a life coach. I help you find more joy in your life so you can stop being miserable and start having more fun. Today's question is, what is the next step that you can take towards your goal? So, my next step, my goal is to eat healthier. My next step is that I've been tracking my food and paying attention to what I'm eating. So my next step is now finding a meal plan that I enjoy, but that also makes my body feel good. So, so what is your next step for your goal? And why is it important to have a next step? One, you don't want to get stuck at the same place. You don't want to just make one step forward and then that's it and stay there, which is great, and that's fine if you want to do that. But if you're wanting to reach your goal, you have to keep taking the steps in order to get there. So it's good to find out. Apparently something smells very good around here. She is very intent on smelling things. So if you don't kind of map out the steps that you need to take and know your next step, then it's going to be very hard to progress forward because you don't know how. So it's a good idea to think about what your next step is, and not saying to rush it, but just to know where you're headed. That can be very helpful in order to make progress with your goal. So, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't know when you're getting there, but you also don't know how to get there. It's all that fun stuff. So, and so if you've not already made, kind of written out all the different steps that you need to take, it would be a good idea to do that. Because it's great, once you take that first step, things start getting going in motion, and your body and your brain get used to doing something new. And so it's a little bit easier to take that next step. So you don't want to stall out by not knowing what the next step is to take. So this is a good time that if you've been doing that first step for a little bit, to kind of think about, okay, what's the next step? If you want, there's a lot of people that will take their end goal and take where they are right now, and then they'll kind of they'll take their end goal and then they'll work back, writing out the steps in order to get there, and they'll work back to where they currently are. That's a good way to do it. Then the actions and the steps that you're taking are going to get you to your goal and not just off into Neverland. So so try to think of, so that's a good way to do that. And at this point, if you're that's too much planning, too much thinking, I don't want to do that, if you just know the general idea of where you're headed, then you can take the next step. If you know that you want, let's say for example, if your goal is to read a book this month, the first step might be you got to get a book. And then, you might be well, shit. Next step after that might be to open it. The step after that might be to read a page or read a paragraph, or so you can keep kind of taking steps in that direction. That's going to help you get to your goal. So let me know in the comments what your next step is, and if you need any help trying to figure out your next step, or you're just not sure what to do, you can always reach out to me and we can talk about it, and I can see if I can help you. Pretty good at coming up with ideas. So anyway, so let me know what your next step is, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye.